My boy Ka. Trying to get this interview going. Give me 1 second here. Uh, there we go. Pete, there you go. Add to stream. Okay. Pete, do you hear me?
Yes, I do hear you.
Uh, now I don't see you. You got your camera
I
off?
know. I don't see you.
You don't see
Oh,
me?
I see you.
I know, but I don't see you. All I hear is your voice.
Okay. Now,
See, put your camera on. Put your camera on. Put your camera on. Go to see where it
okay.
says put your camera. Yeah.
Okay. Camera.
On.
How
Yeah.
about now?
Press the There you go.
Is that it?
Hey, we got it.
Technology.
We got it. Well, first of all, let me greet you in the Taino language,
Yeah.
Moboika, which is Maboika, which means welcome, to my brother, my Atiao, which is my brother. Man, my mentor. You're a great mentor.
Thank you.
A great padrino,
Yeah.
because I
Thank
got
you.
introduced into the African Santeria religion through this person you're viewing right here right now. So man, Pete, it's good to see you, man. You look good. I
Uh,
see you in the studio doing your thing.
oh,
So
blessings. Blessings. I just
yeah,
want to give
yeah,
a shout out to everybody. Blessings to everybody.
great,
Long life,
yeah, man.
long life, and prosperity. For
Hmm.
everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people won't come on live right now because of the time, but with us. But as this is recording, it's going through Facebook and YouTube, so they'll get on it, and I hope that they enjoy this. But I wanted them to get a feel of what's going on here. So Pete Ithier, right? Um, and so take us to the beginning. Where were you born, and how your introduction to music. You're a
Okay.
musician. Tell what instruments do you play first of all?
Well, I do play percussion, not as well as you do, but I
Nah,
do
nah,
play
no
conga,
way.
and the piano, of course,
Okay,
and piano.
right,
But
right.
I was born in Victoria, believe it or not, Victoria, Texas.
What? Oh, so you got that Texas? Oh, powerful, powerful. Victoria,
Yeah,
Texas. No,
I got
wow,
my
man,
accent
did
for
not
you.
know that.
Yeah,
Wow, wow, wow,
yeah.
wow. Viste,
And
Texas.
my folks are Cuban. My mother's Cuban, and my
Okay,
father's
right,
Puerto Rican. Well,
right,
Taino,
right.
Taino.
I met your moms. They call her La Niña, ¿verdad?
The
Yeah,
one and only Lina.
right, right. Powerful house. For everybody
Yeah,
don't know, I heard of that name back actually in the 70s, man, when I was around a lot of Cubans, and I was playing Justi Barreto was one of my good mentors, my first teacher when it came to playing congas. And I heard that name a lot. I think it's in one of the rumba they mentioned La Casa de la Niña,
Casa de
something like
Lina.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
Barreto, remember
powerful.
him? He used to cut my hair
Yeah,
because his wife
Woosty.
was right. Because his
Right.
wife, well, he's a late Huti Barreto, of course.
Yeah,
Great,
Woosty
great
Barreto. May
composer.
rest in peace.
But
Yes.
his wife is my mom's cousin. That's how
Hmm.
that goes.
Wow.
His ex-wife is my
I
mom's
didn't,
cousin.
when, yeah, growing up, I didn't really know who was Woosty Barreto because he was in the neighborhood. Shakespeare, I used to live on Shakespeare Avenue. He had an apartment on Shakespeare Avenue with only a piano. He had a piano, grand piano inside the apartment. That's
Yeah,
all he had, not that much furniture. But I didn't know who he was
yeah.
until later on. I investigated. He was a renowned composer, Cuban composer.
Uh-huh.
Very powerful. A Cuban
Yes,
composer,
yes. Yes, he
and I
is.
was with him.
He did Un Verano en Nueva York.
I was with him when he wrote that. Yeah, I was with him when he wrote it about the neighborhood.
Wow. How was that?
Yeah, yeah, I was there. I was yeah. When actually I saw him with an envelope, a vanilla envelope underneath his arm, and I was saying, well, ¿dónde va Justi? Vamos a tocar, rumba en la calle, and he said, voy para la Faña
Yeah.
Studio porque Gran Combo wants to record this record that I wrote, Un Verano en Nueva York. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I think at the end of that summer, we hear on the radio and they say his name. We don't know. Yeah, we were like screaming up in the block. We're playing stickball. We were like, "Oh shit, that's who did you?" On the radio. It was crazy, crazy time. So Pete.
Wow.
So in the music, so just touch real briefly. How did so being brought up con la niña and everything, and being brought up in that religion, right, in that past, how do you connect the two? I mean, what was your
Well,
sure that was an
what
inspiration for you,
I
but
mean,
yeah.
I mean, we was all young and a barrio,
Hmm. Hmm.
because that's why I was raised in a barrio on 102nd and
Anybody?
103rd Street. George Washington
Wow.
Projects, the Spanish Harlem.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Wow.
it was very unified of those days. There was no such things as crime, no such things. People throwing away food. People used to sleep with the
Right.
doors open. It was paradise in the barrio in those
Uh,
days. But
yeah.
I think it was a Latin explosion, and also it was a spiritual explosion. It
Hmm.
wasn't that
Hmm.
something. It wasn't really around yet. It was more, Selena, Viva Chango, and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm. Hmm.
guess that some data started coming down around that time. So my mom's had a
Hmm.
reading with
You kind of froze up.
Punto
Okay.
Luis Rivera.
Okay.
And when that
Mm.
reading, that's when everything came out. He described the different people in my house, how they looked, who was this, who
Hmm.
was that, and she said, "Whoa!" That's when she started getting interested.
See.
But
Right.
yes, we.
And you're talking where
I have a big
I
family. We
want to
all
give you
come.
age away. You're talking about you, and I don't want to give you age too. You're talking about the 60s, 70s, your early
No,
70s, 60s.
I'm talking about the late '60s, '70s, around there. That's when the
Yeah.
Santeria
Yeah.
explosion.
The
That's when they
explosion.
had,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
everything in those days. The '77, the
Yeah.
explosion, the
Yeah.
garage
Yeah.
explosion, disco,
Yeah.
the hip hop
Yeah.
explosion, everything started to come
It
out.
was a
Yeah.
different time and era. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of
Beautiful.
influence.
It was a very different
Yeah.
time.
Hmm. So when the piano, how do you start playing piano? I mean, where
Very
that comes
different
in the
time.
piano?
It was more together
Yeah.
than now. Of course, that you know that.
Hmm. But the piano, when you started playing the piano,
Yeah.
you hear me? A piano,
Well,
when
the
you started on the
piano,
piano.
that's strange. I
Hmm.
was into sports. Yeah, I was into sports. My thing was
Hmm.
playing basketball and football and everything that you do. So one day I heard this the radio was on and I heard this tune and I
Hmm.
asked my mom's and the Funto Louis Rivera, he was there, he was my mom's godfather. I said, "What instrument
Hmm.
is that?" I didn't know what that was. He
Right,
said,
right,
he
right,
said,
right.
"That's the piano."
Inquisitive.
I said, "Really? That's a piano?" I said, "Yeah." Well, I want to learn how to play the piano. He said, "You do?" And
Mm.
next you know it, across the street, it was a unit settlement. And a unit
Mm.
settlement, they would teach instruments, drums, bass,
Mm.
guitar, piano. So
Mm.
I joined the unit settlement across the street for 50
Mm.
cents a half hour. And that's how I learned how to play piano.
Nice.
Louis Canales was my teacher. And
Nice,
his
nice.
teacher was a big professor. And
Mm.
then his teacher was Beethoven. So I come from the line of
Mm.
Beethoven.
Mm. Yeah. Nice,
Yeah.
deep. That's deep.
I
Wow,
started out
wow,
in
wow.
classical. I started out in classical music. I started
I
out.
noticed. I noticed in your playing.
So,
And we'll get that to later on about Coco Jazz and how we met. That in your playing, you kind
yeah.
of like fuse the Yoruba rhythms and the classical together in there, and it, it's very deep. It was very unique in that sense of piano playing. I
Because I
noticed it.
started out with classical, and then from there, I think I went into jazz and
Mhm.
rock and Latin and then salsa.
Mhm.
But my teacher
Do
never
you
wanted
re-
me to play that. He
right?
only
Do you
wanted me to play in
do
classical.
right? Classical, yeah, almost similar. Hey, do you remember? You froze up again. Okay, there you go. Do you remember how we first met? Let me see if you remember. You remember how we first met?
I'm losing you. Say that again.
Okay. Do you remember how we first met, made contact? You froze up. It's
Hello.
freezing up a lot. Yeah. Yeah, you
I
froze up a little.
Yeah,
You hear me
it's
now?
freezing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
Okay.
remember how we first met, Pete? Not to put you on the spot.
Mm.
I could tell you
Am I right?
how, huh?
What do you remember?
I remember we met in, matter of fact, James and Arrasa brought you over with Tito Puente Jr. to Miguel Granada's house, the garage, because I was playing
Okay.
with
Okay.
Granada. Yeah, because remember Tito Puente Jr. was around, was hanging around a lot with James and Arrasa, and that's when I
Yeah, the
first
one
met you in that
it
garage
was
in
what you
Orlando,
call that?
Florida.
United People in Control. The stick.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was in
On
yeah,
Altamont,
yeah,
on Park
yeah,
Studios.
yeah. Well, Park Studio too, pero Miguel Granada had a house over there by North Lane,
Okay.
and James Arrasa came over because James Arrasa wanted to form a band, and he says, "I got this piano player," and he
Uh,
brought you over, and he wanted to form a band because Miguel Granada was playing guitar, and I remember that we played at the Medina Festival, but it was Lindsay. Let's see, it was
Miguel
like
was a guitar.
he played the track. Yeah, the guitar player Miguel Granada.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
it was so
yeah. I remember
funny
him now.
because we're on this big stage,
That was in Palm Hills,
and you
right?
had your, instead of plugging in your you had that keyboard that was like a guitar, and instead of plugging into the amp,
Oh
you
yeah.
had it plugged into your pocket,
Oh yeah, man.
and we're mimicking
That was
that on
crazy.
stage. Yeah, because he was, we were playing over a track. And I'm looking at you, and I see the plug
Yeah.
in your pocket, like laughing, like I was the only one. Actually, I was the only one that was actually live because I was playing the drums. Because James didn't have a drummer, so I said, "Yo, I'll play the drums."
Yes, that was live. Yeah.
But they had me live, and I wasn't a real good drummer. And then you was, but that was a big festival. That was, I think, Medina Festival when it was starting to kick up in Orlando, Florida. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was you see, that was
Yeah.
crazy
Wow.
times.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
We did a
And
couple of
then
things with Jingle Rasta. Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah, we
remember
did a
that?
couple of things with James de
Yeah.
la
Uh-huh.
Raza. Yeah, I used to musical director. Remember when we were doing the thing with Full Sail? You know, and well, what's her name? Nancy Mayluke, something like that. James was always meeting people. But those were the times. Crazy, crazy times. You know, and
Yeah.
Coco Jazz. To talk about Coco Jazz, I mean, because Coco Jazz got to do some good things, right? We played at City Jazz at
Coco Jazz, we was the
Universal,
first Latin jazz band, right? The
right?
first one to actually play in City. What's that? City
City
Jazz?
Walk, City
City
Jazz, City
Arts?
Jazz. Yeah, well, it was City
Yeah.
Walk, it was
Yeah,
City
something like
Jazz.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We were the first one to play in there Latin jazz. That's right.
We was
That's
the
right.
first
That's
band to
right.
play them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With
Mm-hmm.
Tito Navarro on
So,
bass, of course, Mr. Tito.
right, Mr. Tito. Can't forget and Ito
Oh my God.
Colon.
Ito.
I was a
Can't
bongo
forget
player.
Ito.
Yeah, man, that was it. And Jazz Hamilton was
Ito.
playing sax,
There was
complaining all the
Max
time.
on
Jazz Hamilton.
saxophone.
Oh, Max was first on saxophone. Good. When it
The
was with
Russian,
Max, it
right? He
yeah,
was Russian.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, probably was Russian. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Coco Jazz, was very yeah, like you said, was one of the first Latin jazz bands to play at Universal and in Orlando, around Orlando, Florida. You know, that was a
Yeah.
great, great experience.
It
Great,
sure
great
was.
experience. Great
It was a
experience.
good. It was a good experience. Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
experience.
I think that we could
And
have
we do the
developed it
boat
even
rides.
further.
Remember?
Oh, can I
Yeah.
forget about those rides? The cruises, the cruise, yeah. Oh man.
The boat.
Ah, yes, right. You was, oh wow. As soon
Oh
as
my
that
God.
that shit started to move,
Pleasure
everything
time.
was like, we were moving, and yeah, yeah. I remember, a matter of fact, the one that got us into the city jazz was my cousin Michelle. Remember Michelle? My cousin Michelle was the one that got us.
Michelle.
That
Yeah, Michelle.
we used to rehearse in her living room, and then I gave her the contact for Jim Stout at Universal, who was the head of all the entertainment throughout Universal. And next thing you know, this guy's coming to my house to visit, and that's how he signed us up
Right.
to do the. And that was crazy. Yeah, yeah, you know, that
Yeah,
was
I
crazy.
remember that. I remember that. Wow, you got
Mhm.
good memory, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Real good memory. Really good memory. I know Tito's got a lot of those recordings. Say still got a lot of those recordings. I don't know if we still kept them and stuff.
Yeah.
But so from Coco Jazz, I think Omilasa,
Oh
right?
yeah, I still got them. He gave me that. As a matter of fact, I got the whole entire CD. He said, "Take it, it's yours." I said,
Wow,
"Okay."
nice, nice. Man, so Omilasa
But
came
we
after
had some
or
good
Cani
times.
or Omilasa or Canilu? Which did you start? Oh, you was doing handling both at the same time, right?
It's like I hear you. You're coming in
Mm,
and out.
I'm coming in and out. The Omilasa
Yeah,
and Okanilu. There were two different things because I know Okanilu was more for the Yoruba, for the Bembe and stuff like that, and Palo.
yeah,
For people who don't know. So you
right.
dedicated yourself to that. But then Omilasa was also Latin jazz, you know, Caribbean music and stuff like that. And so how what was it difficult for you to manage both Kanilu and Omilasa, or you know how did that come about, what I'm saying, you doing both of those things?
Well, what it was really, when I moved down here to Florida, there was no group.
Hmm.
There was no type of
Hmm.
Caribbean type of folkloric type of group. So,
Right.
dealing with the Yoruba, Nigerian,
Hmm.
Afro, Cuban, Santeria
Hmm.
music. So I
Right.
said, man, that's why I had a dream with Scorpion. So I said, Mom, is Scorpio down here? Remember Scorpio,
Yeah.
the Punto Scorpio. So
Yeah.
yeah, he
I knew
lives there.
Scorpion from New York.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so man, rest in peace. So I got in contact and said, hey, Scorpio, let's make a group up. So him and
Hmm.
I,
You broke up, puppy.
this other guy named Willie, that he came from New York, it was Flaco, Georgia.
Okay.
And we used to
uh,
actually rehearse. We used to actually rehearse the
oh, the drumming,
drumming.
the Kanilu. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. You broke up. Damn. Bad connection here. I guess the phone. You there? Hello? Am I losing you? Pete, you completely froze on me. You might have to go out and come back in. But anyway, yeah, you froze until I get you back. Um, yeah, I mean, like Pete said, we were in Orlando, Florida, and Orlando, Florida was beginning to thrive in terms of musically, you know. So you got a lot of people coming from New York and from Puerto Rico, bringing into Orlando, Florida, bringing those elements. Uh, if you can come back in, Pete, that'd be great. But yeah, the influence of the Yoruba, Santeria, the Nigerian, the African rhythms, and morphing that into here you go. I think I got you again. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Okay, I see you, but your mic is off, so I don't know how I can't get you back in. I can't get you back in, Pete. I don't know what's going on. There you go.
Okay, here
You got to give it time. Here you go again. Bye. Yeah. There you go.
he's coming back.
Yeah, yeah. I
Hello?
guess because of the
There you
story,
are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I guess they want you to be closer. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna sit
Yeah,
over here.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I was saying, the Punto Scorpion. So we used to
Hmm.
rehearse, trying to figure out. because I never used to play that type of music. My thing was always playing piano and
Mm-hmm.
rumba in Central
Mm-hmm.
Park. And I used to play piano
Right.
for the Puerto
Wow.
Rican Traveling Theater and for Paulie Rogers. You
Right.
know, my
Mm-hmm.
it was piano and over there in New York. But then I said,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's practice. So Mario used to sing, and then Scope used to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to come
Mm-hmm.
every weekend and rehearse and rehearse. So the first
Mm-hmm.
Guido in Florida ever was in my
Mm-hmm.
mom's house, our Nina's house, that she crowned in Oya,
Wow.
my his daughter. So that
Wow.
was the
Wow.
first Guido. That was another explosion. So we
Mm.
bought the sound from New York, brought it down here, down south. Nobody, everybody was going crazy. What is this? So we used to gig
Mm-hmm.
at least 4 times a week,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is
What do you?
unbelievable. Even doubles. So Michelle
Yeah.
at that time, where she's the Apon, but she was still an
Mm-hmm.
apprentice. She
Mm.
used to just do coro. So then
What?
one
She was
day
a what?
she was
We'll
just
say that
studying.
again.
One day,
What you?
yeah, she used
She
to,
was. But say that
she was
again. You
just
say
doing
the word.
chorus. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Apon. They call it Apon, lead singer. Apon.
Upon least
And so
singer.
the
So that's to
Scorpions
educate the
one
people
day
that may
couldn't
want to
make
see.
it.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, Apon means and one a gallo. He's the one that's the
Mm-hmm.
lead, and then everyone else is the
Mm-hmm.
chorus. It's always the lead. You know, it's always the lead,
Right.
and it's always a
Right.
response, a
The
chorus.
response.
So the Apon,
Yeah.
that's what they call it. And then
All
that's
in
what
that.
I did it. Apon.
All in that language. Yoruba language.
Yeah, Apon,
This
Apon.
is yeah.
That's what they
This is
call
all
it.
sung in the Yoruba
Yeah,
language. Yeah. This is all sung in that language. Which is a tradition that comes from Africa. It's all sung in that language.
yeah,
That's
Apon.
interesting. Yeah.
So then one
Upon.
day Scorpion couldn't make it to a gig.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. And Scorpion didn't make it to a gig. So I said, Michelle, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? You're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
put your boxing gloves on since you've been training. Yeah, but I don't know yet. So she started
You
singing with
got
my
that way of
index
pushing
card.
people into
Index.
the.
It was no other choice. We had that gig already, and my man Scorpion,
Yeah.
it's another story. I said, you know what?
Hmm.
Maybe this is the way you got to start, Jeremiah. I said you're gonna
Yeah.
become a singer.
Your
Yeah, but I'm not
calling.
ready. I said, so I told everybody, and it was a greeter for Jeremiah. I said, whoever feels they could do better, step up and sing.
Uh-huh.
But don't
Right.
criticize her because it's gonna be her first time. So she did the whole order. She sang, and from there on,
Wow.
she just
Wow. And for the audience, and let me tell you something. When you actually experience this and you're like, wow, this is in a whole different language now. This is not in Spanish or in English. This is in an African language, in an African language. And this is, to memorize all of that, man, that's
mm,
extraordinary. You know. No, that's just, and a lot
yeah,
of time it's the spirit
no
coming
doubt.
out, saying the ancestors speaking through you, able to harness that,
Enunciation of
But
words,
yeah,
etiquette,
yeah, all of that.
enunciation, and to sing with the timing, with the 6/8
The,
timing.
the very
It's not
important. That's
easy.
right. The Santo Clave.
Mm.
No, no, no,
The
no.
clave, like
So
that's
wow.
what you,
So
the clave man. That's how you walk around with your clave.
yeah, that right. And a lot of those ceremonies of Guidos, I used to play the clave and the quinto at sometimes. So
And
so
now you turn around
so
now,
you are
there's like
you
what,
yeah,
50, there's like 5, 10 groups, and they
right?
all
Oh,
started out
really?
with me. They all came out. Different
Wow.
singers used to come over, different percussionists, but then they all branched out. But I
Branch
was
out
the
on their
first
own.
one, like you could say, the pioneer of down there.
Yeah,
That was me.
yeah.
I was the first
And
one
that's
to
Orlando,
actually bring the
Florida.
Lukumi
Yeah, that's in
sound.
right. That's
Yeah,
in Orlando,
Lukumi
Florida.
Yoruba
Mm-hmm. Look at me,
rhythm
Yoruba. Mm-hmm.
to combine into a group with the chekere,
Mm-hmm.
with the bell, and the conga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
So they call
remember I
it bembe
started
and they
off with the
call it guido.
chicken.
So at the same time. But
Right.
guido
What's the
because
difference between? Yeah. What's the difference between the Guido and the Bembe? What's the act the difference between that?
check.
Is it because of the chicken?
Yeah. You remember when
Mm-hmm.
we done
So
that
people.
gig up there in Miami? We went all the way to Miami. And you played with me.
Yeah, I played the checkere. I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, you was
yeah.
playing the conga too, right
Oh,
next to me.
really? Yeah, yeah.
And we went to
I
Atlanta.
remember. Yeah,
We
to
did a
play the
power game. We
palo.
did a
For
power
a matter
game.
of fact, for a Nuwapian brother, a Haitian Nuwapian brother, Mason too. He was Nuwapian, you know what I'm saying? And he had a ceremony that was crazy. I don't want to reveal too much about that. Maybe we to brush it to blood, and
Oh,
we just say, "Why like yo, wait,
you, you got
yeah,
a
that,
now. Come on, you got a resume that from here to Hong
yeah."
Kong. You know what I mean? You
Well,
an icon. Believe
thanks
it or
to
not, you've been
thanks
doing
to you,
this.
you gave me the opportunity to experience that, you know what I'm saying, and many others to experience that cultural expression, man. That's very important, you know. It helped my playing a lot. You know what I'm saying? When you learn about the chequere, the different rhythms of the chequere, the parts and the conga, and you learning and you listening to the lyrics, you know, you're listening to this and the energy, man, it's a whole totally different ball game. You know, it's an ancient music,
Yeah,
ancient way of expressing ourselves. You know, so that's Okanilu,
you.
right? That
It's,
Okanilu, and then Omilasa when you form that band, great. I mean, I remember the rehearsal we had at Ray's place over there. You know, um, great experience too. Omi Lassa had a lot of great experience. I think one of the are you froze up? You still there, Pete? But anyway, uh, well, yeah, I think I lost him again. You know, well, this is one of the first interviews that I've done, you know, and I wanted to share with people the different experience, especially, this African centric music and how it, you know, became what it is today. You know what I'm saying? You know, and how important it is. Um, that experience, puts you in tune, you know, in tune with those frequencies, you know, and that and that menu. Here you go again. Let me bring Pete back in.
oh, there we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I was saying, I was telling people that you know how important that.
Switch a break, right?
I was telling
Sponsored
people
by
how.
the Taino Nation.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, yeah. I was when
No,
you
I was
left, you
saying,
know, I was continuing on, but yeah, continue on.
no, I was saying that you
You're breaking up. You. Yeah. Yes, keep freezing a lot.
right? You used
I
to
guess
dance.
because
You
of.
was a dancer, b-boy dancer.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I gave him my little shot. I was more, yeah, percussionist, you know, for the Funky 4 plus 1 more. You know, it was one of the first hip hop record in history I recorded. You know, so yeah, you know, I got
Right, and like
right.
the Prince is your name, right? CeeLo, where
Huh?
you get the name from? That's your stage name.
Yeah, my stage name Silos. That came from a rap group. Yeah, I was with another rap group, the 3 plus 1 Maximum, and yeah, well,
How
some of
did
the brothers gave me that name.
how did that name your
Well, instead of saying Carlos, they'll say Silos. You know,
name
they gave it
come
that spin, that hip hop spin. Yeah, yeah. Because I started out as a writer. I used to write a lot of raps, and I used to write for them. I was like a ghostwriter for this group, and we were trying to get a record deal with Prime Records. We were trying to get this record deal, and so I was writing the lyrics, and then but I had to get on the mic and let them know how the lyrics go. You know, the rhythm behind the lyrics, and the producers liked it. They loved it. So they said, let's keep them on in there. So I was the, if you look at the old pictures, it's like I'm the only light skinned one, light skinned brother in there. You know what I'm saying? With the African bees and light skin. And yeah, and I was like, started as a ghostwriter, writing my raps. Yeah, yeah, you know. And then we got the record deal too and everything. As a matter of fact, it was a record deal that was backed up. I lost you again, Pete. Oh, there you go. It was a record deal that was backed up by a Dominican baseball player, Frank
A
Grillo,
couple of
something like that.
freestyle
Huh?
songs out there
Huh?
that yeah,
Freestyle, yeah. I helped pen a couple of freestyle songs.
you sang there.
No, no, I play percussion, and I used to hang out with Andy Panda at Fever Records, and I helped pen a couple of songs that they were doing at the time. My friend Wilfredo wrote for Naija, "Who's Got the Love Now That You Don't Got It Anymore." I helped help them pen that one, you know. But yeah,
Mm.
I wasn't too invested. I was in the studio when they were doing the freestyle stuff and giving them, but I didn't really get the credit because I was working my way up. But then I got into jazz. You know, I was working at Radio
Mm.
City Music Hall at that time. At the time that freestyle was coming, I was
Beautiful.
at Radio City Music Hall, working there.
Right, that's
You
beautiful.
know, yeah, yeah. I also sat in as a timpanist for Radio City Music Hall for the Christmas show, shit like that. But a lot of times it's you got to wait your turn, for those seats, to gain the job. But I just kept it moving. But yeah, but getting back to you, um, so Omilasa, I
Yeah.
noticed that. Yeah, there you go. You keep coming in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, I
The
don't know why.
connection. No, it's a
Is it connected?
connection. It's a connection. How am I coming in and
Is
out also?
yes, you just freeze up and yeah. So it's something
Yeah,
new, something different. It
yeah.
says you have to be close to the router, wherever
Yeah,
you at.
a lot of times, right, the
Yeah.
best, right. My
So
router is right behind me, bro. A lot of times, it's better to do it with an Ethernet, directly. Yeah. But this is one of the first interviews that I'm doing. Like I said, I want to be able to reach out to a couple of musicians, saying speak about their journey and
and you
stuff
know
like
what's so
that.
remarkable about this day? That today is December 17th. We're still in the
Mm,
Sagittarius, but it's
mm.
also Lazarus.
That's the phone. That's what we call it. Mira,
Yeah.
so I don't want to keep this too long, but I want to ask you, what's in the future for you? I mean, what do you see? Are you recording now, Omilasa? I mean,
It,
and Omilasa is the Latin
hello.
version. Yeah. I mean, Omilasa is the
T-
combination of Latin
Today's the
jazz
December
style stuff.
17th.
Right. You get what I'm saying? Did you hear me?
Today's December 17th.
Uh
No,
huh.
repeat that again.
That so getting to Omilasa, is it a combination of Okani Lu? Because I noticed playing with Omilasa, you had elements of Okani Lu, Coco Jazz, all these elements you're putting together, and a lot of your original works. I'm safe in saying that. That the experiences that you put into
Well,
Omilasa.
it's more like an extension.
Mhm. I got that extension. You're breaking up. We might have to end this sooner than I think because we are breaking up a lot.
Hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's more the more religious aspect.
Omilasa?
But Omilasa is an extension. Omilasa is it's an extension. I could put classical, could put rock,
Right. That's what I said.
fusion.
Oh, your
It's
experience.
Afro Latin fusion. That's what it is.
Right.
It's Afro
Right.
Latin
Right.
fusion.
So what's in the future? Are you recording? Are you going to put out a CD soon? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, that's in the works. That's in the works. But
Okay.
Omilasa also means holy water. For those that wonder, what
Really?
does that mean?
Holy water. And
It's
Yoruba
holy
in
water.
that language?
Yeah,
In Yoruba, right? Holy water.
Omi,
Right. And
right? Omi is water.
wow.
Omi.
Right. Omi.
Like when
Okay.
Larry Harlow
Omi.
came out with his song Omi.
Yeah. Omi. Omi. Right. And that's your time
Yeah.
is coming because we're heading into the age of
So yeah,
Aquarius, and
we're in the mix of all that.
Yeah, your time is coming because
You're breaking. I can't hear you, but
right. Yeah, it's breaking up.
yeah.
I'm saying that yeah, that you're ahead of your time because Omilasa, being that it's water, we're heading into the age of Aquarius, and that's the water bearer. Hey, that's an
Wow,
idea for
that's
you,
something.
bro. That's an album cover right there. You got a woman holding a
Yeah.
barrel and the
Hey,
water
get the credit.
and spilling out Omilasa. You heard it first here,
Yeah.
people. That's an album. That's an
Omilasa
album
está en
cover
la
right there.
casa.
Yeah, Omilasa está en la casa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Sounds great.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Great, great,
And I
great,
was
great, great.
also saying that today's the first interview, and I hope it don't be your last interview. And you
Right. No, thank you. Thank you. I enjoy this because people get to see a lot of things that I
getting
spoke about. They get yeah, they get
more
to see.
interviews with different artists world. What's going on and with
Yeah,
the stream.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Also, this is
Especially
the
when it comes
December
to music.
17th. December 17th
Hmm.
is Saint Lazarus Day.
Oh,
That's
okay.
incredible.
And
I
saying
find that
and,
yeah,
and
it's a
Saint
cool
La
thing.
and Saint Lazarus. For people don't know what does that mean? I mean, it's
Yeah, this is his
it
day.
deals with right. It's dealing with the dead coming to life, right?
Hmm.
Did you hear me?
He's
Saint Lazarus.
it's a Lazarus with his other name is called Babalua. Yeah,
Babalua, yeah, okay.
his name also is Kuwayende.
Mayende, okay.
Okay, he's the one that actually is in the Bible. Saint Lazarus,
Hmm. Hmm.
the one that
He's the
beat
one that came
Jesus,
back
and
to
then
life, brought him back to life,
right. That's all part of that. But it
right? Which
also,
is
some,
mhm.
like that's a whole different topic, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
we
It
just
is. It
we
is.
just we just touching a little bit of it.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was speaking about
Yeah,
that, Pete, in my
Babalua, yeah.
podcast about the mental dead and how bringing back to life the mental dead. It's interesting you say that. So
Hmm.
yeah, 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 man. That's good info. Yeah, and this is again tradition. You know what I'm saying? Your tradition. Yeah, like I said, I want to reach out to other artists. You are an artist. You are an African centric artist. Because on my Facebook, like I said, a lot. It probably get a lot of hits on my Facebook,
Well, I
and a
appreciate.
lot of brothers that are Nuwapians, Sabians, and Africans. So they probably get to hear this and say like, we have a diverse cultural expression. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to know. You know what I'm saying? It's good to know. You know, good to know that. But yeah, man, it was nice chatting with you. Yo, Pete.
Yes, that's why I
So
listen to you once in a while, especially Egypt. We got to study Egypt,
yeah. You know what?
the
Well, you know what?
philosophy of Egypt.
You know what's so crazy? I remember going to your mom's house and in her bedroom, and I seen all these Egyptian artifacts. I was like, what? I said, yo, this is deep. I was like captivated, like, woo, took me back. I was like, whoa, and I was like, man, unbelievable. Because and that's for another podcast, I'm gonna do about how a lot of the tribes had been stationed there in Kemet, what they call Egypt. They were there in Kemet. And then when the Kemet fell, that civilization started to fall because of the people coming in from the Levant area, from the Mesopotamia, from like Israel and all Assyrians, people coming India, coming into Egypt. Egypt kind of like fell, and so a lot of the tribes went back out into Africa, and a lot of this teachings you get from Yoruba teaching has infused Kemetic knowledge in there, man. So that's how I always resonate. Always gravitated towards that. You know what I'm saying, and that's important. You can extrapolate what they call, you could take out certain knowledge and certain, frequency and waves from different cultures and see how it fits into ancient culture. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so in your future, you know,
Hey, yes, everything good. Very good. You're on the stream
keep
live here.
doing keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to hear some stuff from Omilasa. You know, and like I said, you know, hopefully, you know, when I get my studio together and I'm able to shoot you or go maybe to Orlando, Florida, you know, I would love to put in a little bit of myself in there, you know, featured on, you know, some of your project, and you know,
Yeah.
especially with Omilasa, put it in
Yeah.
there. You know, I'm sorry that I lost a lot of the stuff that we recorded, but I just think it wasn't time for that.
Hmm.
You know, I think there's much better
Yeah.
time. I'm a different person now, Pete. You know, that's why I had to get away because I'm sober now. I love my sobriety, bro. I fell in love with my sobriety, let me tell you. So
Yeah.
now I'm
You
in a
had to like
whole
restart over again and get to know who
exactly,
you are
exactly.
and
I'm
and
growing.
get to love
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, and
But it took
growing.
it took steps. It took
Yeah,
steps, and
and let me tell you something.
and
My mhm. my music is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, stronger. I was just playing the other
I
day.
mean,
I
you
mean, I
look
was like,
great.
wow.
I mean, you look great, and
I
you
lost a lot of
know,
weight,
as long
right?
as you
I
look,
lost weight.
yeah. But you always was a slim dude anyway.
Yeah, true,
And no,
true,
hey,
true.
I know you keeping away the Backstreet Boys, but I
Yeah.
hope you guys know out there has toured with the Backstreet Boys too. You know that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, with the Backstreet Boy
you're
band,
talking to
Howie
an
Doro. I
icon
would
that's
love to
right
get him
here.
on his. I would love to get an interview with Howie Doro and shit. But yeah, you know, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, this COVID-19, like you said, has disrupted and changed a musician's life. You know, because we depended on touring and playing. You froze up a little bit. Are you there? Okay. Yeah, you know, we depended on a lot of that. Yeah. So we depended on a lot of that. So it's a shame that this COVID-19 is like disrupted everything, you know? There's a couple of groups out here that I was starting to target it, man. In North Carolina, you got a lot of jazz, bro. A lot of dudes here, bad musicians out
Wow.
here. And I would talk, but the COVID-19 put everything on hold. You don't see, you know, Charlotte is growing, and you see bands pop up everywhere playing down there. Good musicians, but a lot of times they were playing solo.
Hmm.
So I wanted to get a band together out here too, you know, and also
Oh man, that'd be
work
great. That'd be great.
working
I
right
could
and
hear you now.
yeah. And working with I wanted to work with a performing arts center and bring band, you know, like bring Omilasa or Kanilu, you know, bring a show together. You know what I'm saying? So you
That'd be
know,
great.
uh, hopefully things open
And
back
of
up and
course,
I'm
you
able to
sit in. You and
continue.
you sit in with us like always.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you go to the Eddie Guagua? You wasn't there, right, for the Eddie Guagua
No, I didn't get to
thing?
go, but I think you was the main person that
Yeah.
did that. All that,
Well,
right? You
yeah, I
made
threw
that
the event.
happen.
Yeah, me and Dima Sanchez, we threw that at the Center for Spiritual Living. I wanted to open that Center for Spiritual Living for performance every Friday to have performance there. You know, I wanted to put black curtains and I already had the PA system and everything. So all we needed to do is put black curtains and create,
Hmm.
you know, take those pews out and create a venue, you know, to feature a lot of this
Wow.
music. But things happen for a reason. So now I'm here in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I do the podcast. And you know, it was great having you as my first interview, bro. You broke the ice. My first interview. You broke the ice. A pioneer. You're a pioneer, you know? And that's great. That's great.
I'm
You
a
look great,
pioneer
Pete.
from bringing the Cuban rhythm music down here, and then I'm a pioneer. The
Yeah.
first broadcast theme live with CeeLo.
Right. And for everybody to
Well,
know that
thank
you're
you for
stationed in
having me.
Orlando, Florida. Yeah. Yeah. You're still in Orlando, Florida. Yeah. You Claremont, Claremont. Yeah, Pete. So let me let you go. Okay. And Padrino, like
Okay.
we say in Taino, Dansihi Bui, which means I love you, man. Padrino, always, you know, you in my heart. And I appreciate you on, you know, 1,000%, bro. You know, the musical experience and that I had with you,
Same
especially
here.
with the Yoruba, with the African century. I learned
Thank you.
so much
Long
from you,
life,
bro.
and health.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and hey,
Long life
much
and
love to
health
the
for you and for
much love
everyone
to the
that's out there.
family. Much
Stay
love to the
safe.
family. Yeah, much love to the family, Jeannie, everybody.
Same
Your
here.
grandkid. Much love to the family, brother. Okay.
Thank you.
So Pete, you could, if you want, you could
Yes, man.
put yourself out, and you know, and I'm just gonna, recap a little bit, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Okay, Papa?
Okay.
Peace. Let me see.
Odabo or peace.
Well, there you go. One of my first interview with Pete Ithier. And let me tell you something, like I said, this brother, this my padrino, this man has been so influential in my musical life, the certain section of my musical life, especially when it's connecting with the motherland, with Africa. You know what I'm saying? Very influential, very instrumental, influential, and taught me so much about that. Taught me so much. Another person that I want to interview is Tobos Lumbaba for the Congo. Great percussionist. Great percussionist. I learned so much. Between Pete Ithier and Tobos Lubamba, I was able to harness the African centric. I mean, I grew up again in the Bronx playing rumba with the Cubans, and so I was so familiar already. But when it came to environment, so with PDT and Tobo Lumamba, it just solidified everything. It just put me in contact. I was able to harness those rhythms, that expression. And so, that goes without saying. So anyway, I thank you all so much, for those who's gonna view this in the future. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you get something out of this. You know what I'm saying? Especially for those that live in Orlando, Florida, in the southeastern part of the states. That when it came you know, to expressing this type of music, it's one of the first ones. That started to pop up, and I can account for that because I know other African centric percussionists out there in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? Like you had Umoja or Eugene Snowden. You have it, but this was different. I know that Pete was ahead of his time and was different. So he brought that New York swag, that Guido Bembe, and the Palo. He brought that cultural expression, all that rhythmic expression into Orlando, Florida. You know, Matter of fact, when I met Eugene Snowden and Umoja and stuff like that, they were just trying to figure things out and trying to, they were learning more about African through Fela music. But Pete was already doing it. I can remember he was the only one doing it, and and I can attest for that. You know what I'm saying? He brought that down there. So again, I thank everybody, and Don C. Bui. Later, I'm out.